Hello friends, it's been a while since I posted non-musical content on my channel. So somebody had asked when is the next Q&A session. I don't think I have much knowledge to share, but anyway I thought I'll make a video on some topics that I've been thinking about. Recently there has been a diplomatic spat between India and Canada, and that triggered a question in me, and I asked myself, why do Indians want to go away from India, even wealthy Indians, upper middle class Indians? If you really look at anybody worth anything here in India, they want their children to leave the country. That was true only in my community, Brahmin community, during the early 70s, the late 60s. But of late, everybody who has enough economic strength wants their children to leave India, even though they want to earn in India. I have been to a few foreign countries, Australia, few countries in Europe, USA, Dubai, here and there, a little bit Singapore, Malaysia and all that. Any country that is desirable to Indians seem to satisfy this criteria, and that criteria is there is stability in life and there is less corruption in public life, right? The two things that make our life hell here in India is the fact that tomorrow anybody can do anything. There is always an uncertainty. It doesn't matter whether you are at the top of the upper middle class or at the bottom of the lower middle class. The only people who have security, some kind of security, are the really ultra powerful people, or the people who have nothing to lose, right? The really destitute people, they don't have time, or they don't have even the ability to ponder over these questions. And the ultra powerful are always ultra powerful, right? They usually have citizenship in other countries, they have their wealth stashed away. So it is us in the upper middle class and lower middle class who have a fear about the future, no matter how well we are doing now. And this is a big incentive for people like us to want to emigrate to other countries. So what is Canada saying? Hey, if you close our embassies, we cannot allow Indians, we cannot give visa to Indians, as if they are doing us a favor. We are going there and spending our money in millions and millions of dollars, right? Some crazy amount of money is being spent just on education. They are not even calculating the other expenses like the rent that the students pay, the food that they consume, the other services they consume. So Canada is saying, as if they are giving all of us scholarship there. They are talking like that. But anyway, it still triggered this question in me. Why do we want to emigrate? The reason why we want to emigrate is because there is no stability, there is no rule of law in India. This is the problem. Tomorrow, any local rowdy can come and cause a problem in front of my house, and then I have to find my own friend who is in the police force and deal with it. You know how it goes in India, right? And then there is bribery, corruption in all aspects of your public life. So much so that the government has decided that the only way to protect people from this bribery is to stop making them contact with government officials. So this is why we have our e-governance, right? We can download our own birth certificate, we can download our own Aadhaar card, or else it's really strange, right? The government says the way to stop this corruption is to stop people from directly interacting with officials. So these are the two things that encourage us to leave this country. And I hope that at least 100 years from now, well, I don't have children, and at least your children can live in a country that does not have these problems. Apart from this, India is a wonderful country. Our climate is wonderful. Our culture is wonderful. We are a very tolerant country. No, we are not just tolerant. The tolerance is a bad word, actually. You tolerate something that you don't like. We are an indifferent country. That is the beauty of us. Our ethos to others' beliefs is indifference. I don't care. I'm too busy taking care of my own business. I don't even have enough time to take care of my own stuff. I don't want to interfere in your, I don't have the time to interfere in your business and tell you how you should live, right? So this is why all religions came here, and those who came without invasions, we have been able to live with them peacefully, and even with others we are able to live somewhat peacefully. So we have a wonderful culture. With regards to, in Tamil I always say, பாட்டு சாப்பாட்டு இது ரெண்டுத்துக்கும் நம்ம நாட்டை அடிக்க எதுவும் கிடையாது. For music and food, our country is the best. I don't know about non-vegetarian. I don't have much experience with that. But as far as vegetarian food is concerned, India is the best. Okay, there are some dishes from Southeast Asia that I like, but 99% of all my favorite dishes are Indian, and 95% of all the music I love is Indian. There is so much complexity in our music and in our food. There are so many nuances. So anyway, my hope is that at least sometime in the future, 100 years from now, our country will become a better place to live, where we don't have to go to other countries. It really pains me to be honest with you, when even my parents encouraged me to, well, they didn't explicitly encourage me, right? But they said, hey, why do you want to come back? When I said I want to come back to India, they said, what's wrong with you? Why do you want to come back? Don't come back. Don't take care of us. Don't worry about us. And I thought, if you don't want me to live in this country, why did you give birth to me in this country? What were you thinking? And that is a very bitter question, right? That's not a nice question to ask, but it's the truth nonetheless. So I hope that in the future our country will be a better place. So this whole Canada episode made me think about all these things. Why do we want to go out? It's because of the insecurity, because of corruption. There is no rule of law here. That is the problem. There is no enforcement of the rules. Of course there are rules on the book. There are 1001 rules. I'm sure that if I take a breath too big, I'm sure there is a law against, Ram's nose is too big, some IPC something or something. But there is no enforcement of it. There is selective enforcement, vindictive enforcement. So everybody is in fear of the rules, and everybody who sees others who break the rules are also tempted to break the rules. It's called the tragedy of the commons. You can Google it. When there are a group of people, and when one of them breaks the rules, the others are also incentivized to do the same. So this is why Singapore, I don't want to live in Saudi Arabia, right? But this is why Singapore, Saudi Arabia, countries like that, UAE, have so much order, because rules, okay, there also the elites get a lot of leeway, but 99.99% of the time rules are enforced. We don't have that. You can see all the flags on all the big SUVs. Everybody wants to be somebody, right? Even in a scooter, you will see, I belong to press, I belong to police, I belong to the Tamil Nadu Electricity Board, I belong to Metro Water, I work in the High Court. Everyone wants to say, hey, don't touch me. I am powerful. And that announcement itself is a sign of fear. So it is what it is. I am here in 25 years. my story is over, but at least in the next 100 years, I hope things change.